Hi everyone, welcome to the first video in the Bedtime with Tomi series. I am author Tomi Tabb, author of closed-door romance stories, including Dancing with the Royal. In this first video, I am going to read the prologue. 1 year ago. Has anyone seen Clara, the stage manager of the Los Angeles Ballet Theater, shouted frantically. Dancers adorned in costumes from the land of the sweets jumped up and down on stage, warming up before the start of the second act, while the orchestra tuned their instruments and technicians inspected the ground closely for any stray snowflakes. Clara Little, where are you? There was a problem with her pointe shoe, a dancer in an orange tutu offered. The shank snapped. She went to grab her backup shoes. She should be back any minute. The stage manager frowned. Well, can you go and find her? Lily just went down. I need her to dance the sugar plum variation. A backdrop was slowly being lowered from the ceiling as the sleigh carrying the character Clara and her Nutcracker Prince was positioned into the upper left corner of the stage. 5 minutes, people. 5 minutes till Act 2. Did someone call my name? Clara walked over, fanning herself. She'd only been gone for 3 minutes. Finally, placing her hand on Clara's forearm, the stage manager tugged her to the side of the stage. Lily's out. You're in. You have 3 minutes to change into her tutu. Clara's eyes widened. What? Is she okay? She'll live. Sprained ankle. The stage manager pulled the ivory, soft pink, and gold costume off a rolling rack and shoved it into her arms. You have roughly the same torso size, so this should do. If it's too loose or too tight, you're just going to have to roll with it. And I'm dancing sugar plum? Yes, the stage manager said. 3 minutes, people. This is your 3-minute warning. Clara yelped and leapt behind the quick stage change screen. The rough tool scratched her skin. There was no time to dwell on the fact that this was the big opportunity she'd longed for. She was at last stepping into a role outside the court of ballet. Clara was a quick study when it came to learning choreography. The LABT used her often as an understudy, but normally she never debuted the part she learned. She was the company's backup to the backup. At times, she wondered if Artem, the company's artistic director, ever saw her as being more than just a core dancer. Her pulse rate increased. Her palms grew sweaty. Who's my prince tonight? I didn't have a chance to read over the call sheets. It's Lily, the stage manager replied. Clara breathed a small sigh of relief. Louis was an excellent partner. She danced with him as a guest of the Fresno Ballet Theater last year. She stepped out from behind the screen. We don't have time to mess with the tiara, but here's your wand. Mirte. The dancers cleared the stage. The crowds clapped. The orchestra began playing the overture for Act 2. All my hard work in the studio comes down to 10 minutes of dancing. She wondered if Lily's injury meant that she might be asked to dance the remainder of the shows. As a corps de ballet member, Clara performed every night in both the first and second act of the Nutcracker. It was a punishing schedule that pushed the corps dancers to the breaking point every holiday season. Soloists and principals, however, had the luxury of only dancing every few days, and only for short periods of time. At 25, her body didn't recover as quickly as it did when she was 20. A day off here or there would do wonders for her body, mind, and spirit. I can't get too far ahead of myself. Focus on the present. The curtain rose and Clara entered the stage. The red velvet curtain closed for the last time. Clara gently placed the 5 bouquets of flowers onto the ground and hugged the sweaty Louis. Little, you nailed it. I mean, I knew you would, he exclaimed. The look in your eyes when you saw me enter the stage instead of Lily was priceless. Clara laughed, releasing a deep sigh of relief. Tonight was definitely a trial by fire. As they let go, Artem and a man in a charcoal gray crewneck sweater approached the pair. Louis excused himself. Clara Little, you were stunning. Simply stunning. I was telling Artem how lucky he is to have you as a dancer with such musicality on his staff. If he's not careful, another company might just lure you away. The man in the sweater grinned widely. I'm Igor Radovsky, director of the Monte Carlo Royal Ballet and World Stars of Ballet tour group. He extended his hand to her. Her cheeks burned as she shook it. Igor, it's an honor. I hope I'll be able to watch you dance once more before I leave LA. He and Clara both glanced at Artem. He was a balding man with raven black hair, a beard, and glasses. You did well tonight, Clara. Igor's been singing your praises nonstop. You've made quite an impression, Artem commented. His steel eyes appraised her as if he'd discovered a luxury car that fit into his budget. I was thinking that since we have no way of knowing how long Lily may be out, I could count on you to dance the rest of her scheduled performances. Clara bobbed her head up and down. Yes, sir, of course. Good. His lips curved. If you're as well received as the rest of this season as you were tonight, you may just find yourself being promoted. Her heart swelled. Those were the words she'd longed to hear. Igor's eyes danced with excitement. You're a future star in the making. I wonder if I might be able to convince you to guest in a gala performance I'm staging in New York and Washington, D.C. this spring with Louis Gascon as your partner. Of course she will, Artem answered on her behalf. Then that settles it. Igor clapped his hands together. I'll give Artem the details to pass on to you later. Doubtless you have plans to celebrate your performance tonight. It was nice meeting you. Igor and Artem offered her a few more well wishes, then moved on to speaking with some of the other dancers. Clara's head spun. Solo roles, guesting. It was all too much to wrap her mind around. She'd always struggled to stand out from the crowd, and now it was finally her turn. She'd arrived. Thank you so much for watching tonight's video. If you enjoyed it, please don't forget to like and subscribe and follow for more content. I will be back another evening with you soon for the next chapter. Bye.